Hello students, a very good morning to you all. Yesterday we had started with chapter number 14, that is Shah Jahan. Okay, we saw the son of Jahangir became the Mughal ruler and he was a great ruler, very good ruler like Akbar, wanting to expand his kingdom. Okay, now we also studied about since North India was already under his empire, he decided to capture South India. Okay, so he made an attack on Ahmednagar and forced the kingdoms of Bijapur, Golconda to accept his supremacy. During his rule, foreign travelers traveled to India and they returned, good about Shah Jahan. Okay, they have praised his rule. Why? Because he was a very good ruler. His age was called Golden Age. People were happy. Empire prospered. There was law and security. Okay, then Portuguese had come for trading. Trading means to do business. They were interested in buying spices and cotton textiles. After Portuguese, many other foreign traders came to India. Now today, in today's video, we are going to study about art and architecture under Shah Jahan. Art and architecture. Yesterday we had also seen that Shah Jahan, he was also known as Engineer King. I repeat, yesterday's video we saw Shah Jahan, he was also known as a Engineer King. So today we are going to study about art and architecture under his rule. Okay. During Shah Jahan's reign means rule. Many beautiful buildings were built. I repeat, during Shah Jahan's reign, many beautiful buildings were built. The most magnificent, I repeat, the most magnificent means what? Very good and beautiful. Okay, very good and beautiful. So the most beautiful of these means the buildings that he built, the buildings built by Shah Jahan, because he was engineer. The most beautiful building or the most beautiful monument was the Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, you must have heard the word Taj Mahal. Many of you must have been there also. Built in memory of Shah Jahan's wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died in 1630 CE. I repeat, during Shah Jahan's reign, many beautiful buildings were built. The most magnificent means very good and beautiful. Okay, out of the buildings built by him, the most beautiful was Taj Mahal. Okay, it was built in memory of Shah Jahan's wife Mumtaz Mahal. I repeat, it was built in memory of. Memory means in remembrance of Shah Jahan's wife Mumtaz Mahal, who died in 1630 CE. Many of you must have been to Agra. Okay, this Taj Mahal is situated in Agra. It's a very, very beautiful monument. We are going to see the picture. It is given on page number 90 of your textbook. I hope you all are sitting with your textbook open. Okay, when you sit to watch the video, no, you should have your textbook in front of you so that pictures are more clearly visible to you. The Taj Mahal, okay, the Taj Mahal which we are talking about is made of, I repeat, the Taj Mahal is made up of white marble and has a dome in the center. Okay, you can see the picture on page number 90. It is, built of white marble, the dome in the center, along with four towers or minars in the corners. We can see in the picture the four towers or the minars in the corners. It is surrounded by a beautiful garden with fountains. Very clearly it is shown in the picture. We can see the garden and the fountains. The night view is awesome, those who have been there. After Shah Jahan's death, he was buried beside his wife in the Taj Mahal. I repeat, after Shah Jahan's death, he was buried beside his wife in the Taj Mahal. Today, the Taj Mahal is being harmed by the growing air pollution and needs to be protected. Nowadays, due to pollution, people, are least bothered. When we go to visit there, sometimes, we also see people throwing garbage and making the place dirty, which should not be. Okay, now this Taj Mahal was actually built by Shah Jahan in memory of his wife. So after his death also, he was buried beside his wife in the Taj Mahal. Still, if any of you happen to go there, you can see. See, this is the picture. It has a dome in the center, along with four towers. Okay, in the corners. You can see, children, very clearly the Taj Mahal. It's one of the wonders of the world. Okay, it's a very beautiful architect built by Shah Jahan. The Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonders in the world. It took more than 20,000 workers 17 years to build the Taj Mahal. I repeat, one of the seven wonders of the world, and it took 20,000 workers 17 years. Can you imagine the period? 17 years, pretty long period to build Taj Mahal. Now, other than Taj Mahal, Shah Jahan also built the Red Fort in Delhi for the emperor and the royal family to live in. Okay, we all know that Delhi is the capital. Okay, and during that time, for the emperor and the royal families to live in, for them Shah Jahan built the Red Fort, which is now, you still can see on the TV, Lal Killa. Okay, where national flag is unfurled every year on 15th of August. Okay, our Prime Minister unfurls the national flag over there. Now Shah Jahan also built the Red Fort in Delhi for the emperor and the royal family to live in. The Diwan-e-Khas and the Diwan-e-Am are impressive buildings inside the Red Fort. I repeat, the Diwan-e-Khas and the Diwan-e-Am. Okay, Khas and Am word itself, okay, tells that it is built for common people, and Khas is built for important people. Okay, that is the differentiation. After independence on 15th August every year, the Prime Minister of India unfurls the Indian flag at the Red Fort and gives a speech to the country. Unfold means to open something that is rolled tightly. Okay, the national flag, okay, it is rolled tightly. And our prime minister unfolds means opens it every year on our Independence Day, that is 15th of August. Every year Prime Minister of India unfurls the Indian flag at the Red Fort, and he also gives the speech to the country. Now we saw that the Taj Mahal is one of the seven wonders of the world. It is one of the seven wonders of the world, and it took more than 20,000 workers and 17 years to build Taj Mahal. It's a very beautiful monument, and it was built by Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan not only built Taj Mahal, but he built the Red Fort in Delhi. Okay, Red Fort in Delhi was built by him, and inside Red Fort there were buildings. The Diwan-e-Am and Diwan-e-Khas are the impressive buildings inside the Red Fort. Okay, these are the pictures. Okay, the Red Fort in Delhi. The Red Fort in Delhi, the outside view, and Diwan-e-Khas inside the Red Fort in Delhi. I repeat, the inside Red Fort, okay, it is seen Diwan-e-Khas. This building was built for the royal families to live in. Children, it is still there. I repeat, it is still there. Now, today we studied about art and architecture under Shah Jahan's rule. Taj Mahal, built by him in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. After his death, he himself was also buried besides the wife of Shah Jahan, okay, at Taj Mahal only. And today, due to growing pollution, it is getting polluted, which should not happen, and it should be protected. Okay, he not only built the Taj Mahal, but he also built the Red Fort. We saw about Red Fort, which was built for the royal families to live in. Okay, inside the Red Fort there was Diwan-e-Khas, Diwan-e-Am. Diwan-e-Am means when common people come to meet the king, they used to meet in Diwan-e-Am, and they used to stay in Diwan-e-Khas. They means the kings. The royal families, they stayed in Diwan-e-Khas. Very impressive buildings. We can make out from the picture itself how beautifully it is, architected by Shah Jahan. And now it is, every year our Prime Minister unfurls the national flag at Red Fort and gives a speech to the country. Tomorrow we are going to do page 91. Today we finished with page number 90. Okay, it is expected by you to read the chapter again, not once, not twice, maybe thrice. I am putting a stress on reading the chapter. Why? Because reading is more important. Okay, and by reading you understand things in a better way. Self study is a must. Okay, when someone is speaking and we hear, sometimes due to some disturbance our attention gets distracted and the connectivity breaks. Wherein here what happens when you do self study, that is reading the chapter on your own, it is going to be more beneficial to you. I hope you understand. Okay, for better understanding, read once, maybe twice, thrice. And as and when you read, if you come across any fill in the blank or true false, try to do. Okay, you can write answer with pencil and no harm, because ultimately things are going to be discussed wherein if you have made any error, it can always be corrected. But try to assess yourself by doing the exercise on your own. Okay, children? Thank you all. Have a nice day. Tomorrow we'll continue further. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Renowned worldwide for its beauty and symmetry, the Taj Mahal is the most famous landmark in India. Located near the city of Agra, the Taj Mahal attracts millions of visitors each year who come to see its beauty and remember the romantic story of its origins. The Taj Mahal, its name is Persian for crown of palaces, is an elaborate mausoleum or tomb. It was built more than 350 years ago by Emperor Shah Jahan of India as a memorial for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who had died. Shah Jahan met his future wife when he was 15 years old, and she was 14, although they were not married until 5 years later in 1612. Their marriage was a happy one, as the two loved each other and were good friends as well. Shah Jahan gave his wife the title Mumtaz Mahal, which means chosen one of the palace, and together they had 14 children. It was while giving birth to her final child in 1631 that Mumtaz Mahal died. Shah Jahan was heartbroken and decided to build a memorial for his beloved wife in Agra, on the banks of the Yamuna River. Construction of the Taj Mahal began in 1632. It was an immense project. More than 20,000 workers were involved, and materials were transported by more than 1,000 elephants. The style of the buildings was inspired by Persian, Islamic, and Indian architecture, and the tomb was finished with huge slabs of white marble and decorated with many precious and semi-precious stones. Elaborate patterns of tile and even poems written on the walls in careful calligraphy decorated nearly every surface. The tomb took about 12 years to build, but the work was not over yet. The tomb itself is only part of a much larger complex and is surrounded by elaborate gardens with pathways and pools of water that are positioned to catch beautiful reflections. There are also minarets, a mosque, and a gateway. Construction of the rest of the complex took an additional 10 years, meaning that the entire project took 22 years to build. The cost is estimated to have been 32 million Indian rupees, an equivalent of about 827 million US dollars today. It is said that Shah Jahan planned to build a second Taj Mahal across the river from the first, made completely of black marble, as his own tomb. But when his son overthrew him and rose to power, the plans were discarded. Whether this is true or not, it is probably true that Shah Jahan did not plan to be buried in the Taj Mahal with his wife, but that is where his son buried him when he died. A slightly larger tomb for Shah Jahan was added next to Mumtaz Mahal's, marking the only place in the tomb that the symmetry is broken. Shah Jahan and his queen are not actually buried in the tombs that are on display. Those are empty. Instead, their bodies are buried beneath the Taj Mahal. Through the centuries, the Taj Mahal has survived. It has been described as poetry in stone and a teardrop on the cheek of time, and has been designated a World Heritage Site for being the jewel of Muslim art in India and a universally admired masterpiece. Today it is a symbol of India and one of the most famous landmarks in the world, as well as an enduring symbol of a love that was meant to last forever. I hope you enjoyed learning about the Taj Mahal today. Goodbye till next time.